here we go.
I will massacre you!
We're here to fuck shit up.
Oh, good for you! I'll smack you in the mouth!
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Injustice for All podcast, Veteran Edition. I'm Mac, and I'm joined again by Frank the Tank.
What's up?
Yeah, Mike G couldn't make it again because his gender reassignment surgery went awry. Tits are all fucked up. Dick's a mess. Dick's a mess. I saw it.
Why would...
Looks like a bowl of spaghetti in his lap. So he's not going to be joining us
So
again.
what exactly was he reassigning?
I don't know, but it's an assignment.
What was he doing, like what was he doing, the melon spaghetti thing? What were you talking about?
Like your friend in the wheelchair?
Have you ever heard how they do it?
Yeah, I watched a video on it. It was like they cut it down the middle.
Do you know the number one place they do it?
Where?
California State Penitentiary, Vacaville.
Really?
There's actually a transfer facility for men who want to
Transition?
have a pussy put where their asshole is, or whatever they want to do. You know what I mean?
I don't think it works like that.
But I'm
They don't
just-
turn your.
but I'm
They don't
just saying.
slap a clit on your
I'm just
butthole
saying,
and call
no,
it a day.
If they sign up and they want it, they will do it for free. They take them in there, they house them there, and they do the surgery there. And then they send them back to their prison. They do it there all the time. It's pretty crude.
Did you know that Johns Hopkins was the place that came up with the gender reassignment surgeries? But they were the first ones to say, like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. Because the whole point of the gender reassignment surgery isn't to make you a woman. It's because you were born with gender dysphoria. You have a mental illness.
Fixing you.
They're
Fixing
It's
you.
an attempt at treatment. Instead of taking pills, we'll be like, okay, well, we'll just try to make you a woman so maybe you'll feel better. The problem is that, like,
it was designed for certain people with this condition. It
Exactly.
wasn't for everybody. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
no. And well, the thing was, is like, because the thing is gender dysphoria has a 40% suicide rate. So when they were transitioning people, they were thinking that we could really bring down that suicide rate. But what Johns Hopkins found out is it doesn't for the most part. You still get 40% suicide rate. So then they're like, no, we're done. We're not going to mutilate people anymore just for nothing.
Can you imagine just like going down to Beverly Hills, or just how easy it is for just like all those rich people? Like, oh, I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of.
Caitlin,
Feeling kind of cute today. I might go get myself a pussy. And you know what I mean? They got all the money. Go down there, and there's a guy down there dealing pussies on the corner with a little mask on. Cause you go down to that row. I think where's that row down?
Skid Row?
No, wherever.
Oh,
down,
Sunset Boulevard?
Down in like Beverly Hills, it's like all nothing but like plastic surgeon offices.
Oh,
you
I don't know.
what mean?
I don't fucking go down there.
They all go in the same office.
But like the thing is, like, a lot of people want to argue that 40% suicide rate. Not that it exists, because it does. Like, that's the thing, is it is. But they want to say, like, well, that's because that's how they're treated in society. I'm like, you're telling me that trans people in today's America are treated worse than Jews during the Holocaust because they didn't have a 40% suicide rate,
I'm just saying.
or blacks during Jim Crow.
We aren't exactly out here lining people up and shooting them in the street.
No, I just don't want. I don't. The thing is like everybody's like, oh, you can't use the bathroom. Like, I'm not worried about trans people using whatever like, if you go through the surgeries and the hormones and you're doing that
I'll
shit.
tell you right now, if it's full and the other one's open and I gotta go, guess what, Miss Granny?
Yeah, you're Michelle.
I don't care what I am. I'm going in there taking a dump, piss, whatever I got to do, and then I come out, I get like a dirty look, and they're like, "What do you think you're doing?" And I'm like, "Relieving my bowels."
Oh,
What were you doing?
well, the problem was with
I don't have any spray.
The problem was with that bathroom thing, though, is nobody was actually worried about legitimate transgender people.
Well, yeah, no, but then
we were worried about predatory dudes taking advantage
but
of this
you know
low
what?
standard.
But then right out the gate, you got like the super right coming straight in with like, "Fuck it's any man, dude, in my damn girl bathroom with my
I'll beat
daughter.
you to death."
I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker." And I'm just like, great. So
You do
right out
shit.
the gate, you got people talking about murdering trans people outside of the Wendy's bathroom. So
And anybody who wants to bring up religion to the argument is automatically out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm like I respect that you believe that. However, not everybody does. So don't try to argue at a point of authority here.
you go to Google, all of the bathrooms have a man and a girl on.
Dude, we're in California here. Everywhere I go, it says all gender toilet. And it's just pictures of
Yeah,
a dude, a
it's
chick, a
not-
dog, a
it's-
fucking
yeah,
hamster.
It doesn't, but it just has everybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't just have guy or male, female anymore. You know what I mean? That's kind of, I feel that's all right. I don't care. You know what I mean? I mean, that's legit. You know what I mean? That's okay. It doesn't sit there and say man or woman and then like some fucking 6'4", 300-pound fucking tit monster comes walking up like, I'm offended. There's nowhere for me to wipe my pussy and clean my fucking dick at the same time.
I can't wipe my clit balls here.
I can't. that? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, speaking of transgender, you said you finally watched the video of one of the transgender
watched the
MMA
video,
fighters.
I came across that article with that one, and it said transgender MMA crushes female opponent's
Fallon
skull.
Fox.
And I'm like, my first thing is, and you know what, like,
It's a dickless dude beating the shit out of a
when
woman.
I got an opportunity to meet Dana White when I was at Bragg when they did the MMA for troops. Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't go to that, but I knew about
it. It was a badass fight. Everything was free. Everything was awesome. I got an opportunity to meet that guy in Bragg. You know, I went in the bathroom, you know, just taking a piss, and
He's like, "Can I hold that for you?"
no, he walked in next to me and I looked up. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was
Looking
like,
down the urinal. That's a nice watch you got there,
No,
young
I just
man.
looked up. I was like, "Hey, you're Dana fucking White." He goes, "What's up?" And I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" It was super nice, super casual, really down to earth.
He seems like a really good guy.
This is like when I start. This is like back in fucking what was this? This is
It was like 2010, 2011, maybe.
2009 or 10. No,
Oh.
not 9 because 9 was Iraq. So
10.
was it 8 or 10? 8 or 10, one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Before
Well,
or after, I forget. Anyways, but it was a really good time. He was a really nice guy. And over the years, I just keep seeing all this just amazing bullshit come out of the MMA and the UFC, and it's just like, it more and more, I just feel like he just doesn't really have any kind of morals, and he's just driven by money now.
I mean, that is what it is. At the end of the day, it's a business.
It is a business, but everything has I feel like everything has a moral high ground to a certain extent. And this is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, whose idea thought it was okay to put a buff-ass dude with a pussy in the ring with a female who does not have the same body structure or anything muscle development as the other fighter? And now that person could possibly be brain dead because this motherfucker wants to make a little bit.
Well,
extra
no,
money.
Dana White didn't allow it. Fallon Fox does not fight in the UFC. He fights in fucking other shit. Like, he doesn't allow that shit.
So this was what, like K1 or whatever?
It's one of those. It's not Bellator or UFC. It's one of the other
So it wasn't
shitty ones.
So it wasn't Dana White.
No, God, no. Dana White don't fuck around with that shit. Fucking, he's just like, no, this is fucking stupid.
Oh,
it's a
I thought-
dickless
see, that's the
dude
thing. I didn't
beating
read
the
the whole
shit
thing.
out of a woman.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better because after the whole Conor McGregor thing, I kind of really lost a lot of respect for all that shit.
You talking about the boxing match?
Nothing happened to anybody.
Oh, after he threw the shit at the bus, you mean?
Nobody was fucking prosecuted. Nothing fucking happened. Any normally one of us we'd be sucking dick for cigarettes trying to hopefully get a bump of cocaine
To pay for that
after
fucker's
licking
surgery?
an asshole in fucking jail right now because you
Busted your fucking window.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no. He just disappears, comes back like 6 months later, fucking all, oh, I'm gonna fight fucking, you know what I mean? And then
I've been fighting fucking today. I'm gonna fight a boss.
I'm gonna fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Fuck Floyd Mayweather.
But they do a lot of those weird exhibition matches where they remember like CM Punk from like WEW or whatever the fuck they're called now. He's a fucking WWE wrestler, and they threw him in the octagon, and he got the shit beat out of him twice.
CM Punk is a shit. I thought he was really trying though.
He was really trying, but the problem is he's also like 48, and now you're doing MMA. Like, no, dude, you're dealing with dudes who've been doing this since they were like 10 or 11 or even younger, and you're not going to catch up to them. It's just not going to happen. But the whole reason they stick Fallon Fox in these fucking the competition is because it seems fair and tolerant, and it's a woman. It's not. I'm telling you, like, you want to stick dudes and females in the same
If
fucking
I'm not
category.
mistaken, give you an example. So like Mike Tyson in his prime, I think. What did they say? Something. It was like when he hit that. They did like the impact, like foot
the impact, the measurement or whatever.
Yeah, pounds per square inch or one thing wherever he hits. It was something ridiculous, like 1,500 pounds per square inch when he hit that punching bag. Something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And doctors were like, yeah, the only person that could actually take a hit like this is a trained fighter. Any normal person most likely will be killed. So now take that. Pretty much just take Mike Tyson, give him a pussy, and it's tolerant, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's saying?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what they're saying. You got some big dude swinging his 200-pound oak leg in the thing room, and it's a at the end of the inside of that leg isn't a dick. It's a pussy, so it's tolerant.
I'm finding your bigoted talk to be very uncomfortable for me, and I want you fired from your job. I don't think you should work ever again.
I think you should. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
You can't get me fired.
You were also saying you wanted, like, you heard some gay people complaining about something, and you wanted to bring it up. Like, I was like, what is this?
No, it's just there's always something. It's never like the gay community is quiet. Ever.
No, never. No.
Never.
Because they've been giving for a whole month now, every fucking company, which doesn't give a fuck about gay people, they have rainbow logos on everything.
I know what I have a ton of. I got a couple buddies in the Army that are, that way. I got a couple I got a couple friends that are gay too. They're really nice people, and I don't mean everyone when I say this, but there are some people out there just like the extreme left and the extreme right, and then there is the extreme gay.
What a fag.
Oh. That lined up really well.
Thank you. I did that. This is my cute little board here.
I saw you bringing it in and had like the, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like the dude on top of the aircraft carrier waving in a jet, like waving the fag line.
You need a Top Gun button.
No, I don't. Why would I need a Top Gun button?
I don't know.
But no, the gay community, they've given the society at large has given them so much power because their perceived victimhood in these days. Well, I'm like, no one's more powerful than a fucking gay person now on Twitter.
You ever been to the gay hotel in San Francisco?
There's a gay hotel. Aren't they all gay?
It's called the Cosmo, and it's on Polk Street.
That sounds sexy.
So this is how I found out about this lovely place.
What?
So senior year up in Vacaville, we had a prom, and everybody got this hotel room at the Cosmo because it was cheap or whatnot, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, okay, whatever. And I didn't do that. Like, I just didn't get it. I was like, nah, I want one closer to where we're going because this was super far away from the event. The event was at the gift center. And so it was super far away. I was like, nah, I want walking distance. There's going to be, we're going to be getting fucked up. So
Yeah.
So I found a really good deal on a Holiday Inn right down the road. Had like roof access for like a garden area stuff. Really nice for like super cheap. I got that. But everyone went over to the Cosmo. Eventually we made it over there throughout the night. When you walk in this place, all the walls are purple and fuzzy.
So it's like an ecstasy hotel.
It's it's just a weird vibe. It was kind of cool, but it's like, ding, 6th floor, and open it up, and it was purple fuzzy walls. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Guys just come in there and drag their dick all the way to the wall.
You know what?
Leave cum lines all the way to their door.
You know what? Even
if
though
you're wondering what room I'm in, just follow the cum.
This was before rubber fuzzy wool.
Oh, who's afraid of a Jeffrey?
Who's afraid of a Jeffrey?
He's just a bloke down the street.
But no, every time I think about that story, I think about that song now, just because I remember stepping off in that elevator and it was like ding, and it was just like fuzzy walls and just like, man, it was interesting.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. But I do have a video for us.
Let's see it.
And so people with disabilities are not funny, right?
No.
But some of them are.
Very funny.
Yes. And this one is about a group of kids.
I thought you were going to tell me anything.
Well, yeah, they're all funny in their own ways.
You're prepping it, man. You're prepping it.
This is a video about a group of kids heading to a Tourette's camp. They all have Tourette's, and they go to this special camp for kids with Tourette's.
Fucking Jesus.
And I'm telling you right now, you're about to come. And here we go.
Well, when I see people, like, I sometimes say what I'm thinking about them, but I don't mean it, kind of thing. Nigga. But I'm not racist, and I just can't help it, and I feel really guilty afterwards.
This is an interview with a mom and her daughter.
Yeah.
Ignoring the tics.
So they're walking around a store right now.
Because to pay attention to them can make them worse. But it's
walking around a store with her mom. Oh, some black girls walk by. She goes, nigga. Oh, and her mom stares at her like, what? Pause. They're walking through a store. It's a teenage girl and her mom. I'm saying this for the listeners. And right then, a two black women walk right in front of them. She goes, nigga. Like, and the mom snaps over and looks at her like, what the fuck? Like, your kid has Tourette's. But, it's hard to ignore when.
Yeah, let me ask, like, have you ever done any research on Tourette's at all?
Not really. No, I don't care.
Neither have I. But I just want to know what makes that tick. Like,
I think so. What I noticed
is that like part of the brain, the things that you really are thinking about, and you're just like,
no. I have a theory about it. This video is only 2 minutes long, so then I'll tell you my theory at the end.
Fair enough.
Attention to them can make them worse, but it's easier said than done.
That's her saying it to the black girls.
None of them have ever been to a teenage Tourette's camp before. For the next 7 days, they'll be surrounded by 25 other teenagers who all have the condition.
Shit! Fuck! What?
They're all walking the trail to the camp. Fucking Tourette's
If
kicking
I'm not
off.
mistaken, too, like the ticks will trigger other people who have ticks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
it
like,
causes anxiety.
So it's like, book.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Fuck off, you nigga.
Tics come and go, and they vary in intensity.
Yeah, and then I've
This
seen
girl,
these
listen to her.
slurs like nigger and stuff. Big words.
That is
you
a
know?
big word.
Big words.
And I
big
go-
words.
And I say like fucking camp, like that, and I don't really mean what I say.
Oh, so they're in a multi-use room, and there's a large
Fatty.
There's a let's call it a metabolism challenged person a very fat girl, and
feel
she's
like
sitting there,
the
and somebody's
tick-
like, "Fucking
I feel-
fatty."
I feel like these ticks are things that people are thinking, and there's a part of their brain that doesn't allow them to hold that in.
Maybe, but I think I
That's kind
figured
of
out
what
what
I
it
feel
is.
it is.
I think I figured out what it is.
Is Jess's when she has quite a lot of vocal tics, like when she screams fatty
This is the fat
and
girl.
things like that. When I first heard them, I was a bit offended because I thought she was actually directing it towards me. Then I realised she wasn't. It was just a Tourette speaking.
Jen gives head.
Jen gives head, they say. Jen gives head. That's the fat girl.
I can't. Jen gives head like how
It's a big girl. You know what? She's not offended by it at all. She's just like, "Yep, yeah, I do."
Damn right. She's like, "Hey, tacos
girl.
and dick."
Typical.
All right, so that was a Tourette's camp. So what I think Tourette's is, because what I noticed is all the European ones, like the kid, like there's a guy who lives in like Scotland, and like so he's surrounded by everybody, and he says weird shit like, David dyed his pubes ginger. Like he says weird
Hey,
shit. Like,
did you see that? It was him singing like Silent Night, or he was singing some song. There's a kid with Tourette's.
you talking about the YouTube kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that kid. That kid's he's weird. But the Tourette's kids from the camp, like these kids have very serious problems. Like the girl screaming nigger at a store. What I think it is though is because the Scottish guy, he never says anything racist, while the American kids always say racist shit. So somebody's like, that's because Americans are racist. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. I was like, what I think it is the guy in Scotland, he's like riding in a car and he goes like, oil in the road. Like he says weird shit.
That's a stutter more than like.
Well, no, he's holding the tick back and it comes out.
Okay.
So what I think it is though is like, I don't think the American kids are racist. I think just there's so much fucking tension between races now, or forever, because of the past of America, that like when you ever been to a place and you're like, you want to say something, or like you think of something in your head, like I better not say that word, like even though you don't want to say it or whatever. But
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's that part of your mind. It's in the back of your mind. Like you don't want to say this word,
and it's not even
And
like
then-
you
but they
that's
don't-
what you really think.
but
You're
the-
just like, I better not say this word.
But that's the tick for them, right? They have to. They don't want to say this word. Then they're just like, get pissed, cock balls. Like,
Fuck off, you nigger.
but is it the same word every time?
Not always. I think it's more situational dependent.
'Cause
Like
I've
they
never,
kind of
like I said, like I've never really. I feel kind of like a dick for saying this, but I've never really like looked into it. You know what I mean?
no, but it looks like a lot of fun
Well, yeah.
to have Tourette's. Because basically, I think what they're doing is
you got to freelance. You know,
these
you
kids
just
are
freelance whatever the hell you want to say.
yeah, basically. But like
Yeah.
these kids are
You're gonna get into politics with that.
yeah, exactly. Like fuck it, just walk up on a stage with a Democrat like faggot,
My
faggot.
fellow cocksuckers.
Yeah. But like I think these kids, they already live on the edge of anxiety, social anxiety, wherever they go, because of their Tourette's. So I think whenever they go to a certain area, they already know they have this compulsion to say wild shit. So in their head, they think, "What's the worst thing I could say right now? Okay, I better hope I
Well-
don't say that word," and then that word comes out.
I mean, I think it's good to bring them into big crowded areas like that every once in a while for to try to help them. But I don't know, bringing someone out in a crowd like that all the time, you're asking for trouble. Especially if they're screaming the N-word across the freaking Walmart.
A store, yeah, like across
Walmart.
they were at like a Forever 21, and these two like unsuspecting black women walk by and just talking nigger,
What are
nigger.
you in the freaking Compton Walmart?
How do you explain that to those black girls though? Like they get called the worst word
Yeah.
ever to them, and then like what? They're fucking their apologetic white mom's like, sorry, she has a
It's
condition.
It's
She's-
a direct word that links them to slavery.
yeah. So
That's,
like
in case people don't really understand, Dan, like that's that. I mean,
everybody understands.
no, they don't.
What?
You know they don't. No, they don't. Motherfucker, you see little white kids walking around dropping the M-bomb all the time. Like,
No,
they
but
do-
those
they
are
don't
fucking
really-
wigger white kids that are trying to like go
well,
around saying
I
like
said, they don't
nigga
really-
this,
they don't
nigga
really-
that.
But they just, you know what I mean? Like people just, I don't know. You never really hear people say it. You know what I mean?
You ever been around when like a white person says it to a black person like in anger? Hard R. Hard R. I mean, like you walk by and they're like, "You fucking nigger." You're just like, oh, you're like, "Oh my god."
No, actually, I have, and I watched that dude clean that dude's clock. But still, besides that, it was just like it was just everybody. It was like, bro, like dead.
It's
fucking-
disturbing.
Dead fucking silence.
And the worst part is like if you're a bystanding white guy, any black people in the area are gonna look at you like, "Do you approve of this?"
Yeah,
like,
right.
You're like, "No, attack him."
No, yeah, exactly. No, you definitely got to catch an assault case. You got to help out the black guy.
I
all
feel
day.
like I'm compelled to beat up a white guy now
I
because there's no
you
camaraderie
just
between
don't- you just
white people
don't-
like there is with black
Bro,
people.
You just don't do that.
no.
You don't.
Well, the thing is like
Everybody growing up in the army, we all joke and we say the N word, and you know what? There's the black guys that are laughing with us, because we're all just say the worst shit on the face of the planet.
Well, with me and my black buddies in the army, particularly, anything we called something like nigger or nigga, it was like something like shitty. Like, oh, look at your helmet. And I'm sitting over here with my nigga ass helmet. Look at this shit. It's all like crappy. I'm like,
yeah, stuff like
that's
that.
what we
all
called
day,
it.
dude.
Like you got
All day.
hand me down shit.
No,
Like it was
all
just
day.
funny.
No, all day, and it's
What?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just funny to us.
Well, of course it is.
It's just funny to us. You know what I mean? So I
Well,
don't know.
like I said, like before,
and it's not because we're racist or anything. It's just because we have we have a really dark side to our humor.
I like harsh shit.
Yeah,
I always have. And anybody who
much.
actually knows me knows that like we used to call it back in the day, it's just Mac syndrome. Like I would say ridiculous, funny shit to people, and they would be like, "Oh my god!" And I would always get away with it because everybody like, "Oh, that's just Mac, whatever." Yeah. That's just what he does. But one thing, other thing that I wanted to talk about was, I told you about like Louis C.K. doing.
Yeah.
So there's a podcast out there called Legion of Skanks, and it's a couple like big time comedians. It's out there to be like the most offensive podcast on the planet. If you ever heard them, definitely go check them out. But so they do like a comedy show every year called Skankfest. And this year they surprised everybody by bringing Louis C.K. out. And for anybody who lives under a rock and doesn't know what's going on with Louis C.K., like over a year ago, it had come out that in his earlier years of comedy, he was asking women that he was like the female comics. He was asking them in his hotel room, like, hey, is it okay if I masturbate in front of you? And if they said yes, he would do it.
It's like the fat Louis, right?
No. Louis C.K. We did this before. Louis C.K. is the bald redheaded comedian. He did Life of Pets. He did Lucky Louie on FX and The Show Louie on FX.
Yeah. The bald head, but he's fat though.
Not really. You're thinking of Louis Anderson, the man of Louis.
Yeah.
No, that's a wildly different dude.
Okay.
While I'm talking about this, I'll bring up a picture of Louis C.K. You'll recognize him. But he's a really, really good comic. He's probably one of the top of today.
Apparently
So
he's a
he was
sick
asking women to masturbate in front of him. And if they said yes, he would. And if they said no, he didn't. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, he sexually assaulted those women." I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
What? He didn't even commit a crime. What are you talking about?"
He asked.
He asked, and if you
he
said
asked.
no, he didn't. So, but either way, they thought it was gross. So they, a lot of people like.
So what, he's getting blasted because people. I mean, yeah, it's a very awkward thing to be bringing girls to your hotel and be like, "Hey, would you mind if I just?"
No, yeah, I'm not saying what he did wasn't fucking
slap
creepy.
a couple ropers on the carpet in front of you.
I'm not here. This is him.
Oh, shut the front door.
That guy. You didn't know that?
I hate that guy.
You hate him?
He's not. I mean, I don't know. I never really watched him, to be honest. I mean, I've seen him here and there on a couple of
like SNL and the shows and
stuff like that here and there. But I mean, I've never really. I mean, he's not bad. But
Well, I'm telling you, go check out his stand up because he's going to start doing another special again. But
yeah,
the thing is like,
I mean, yeah, you asked. I mean, if you ask and they say okay, sure. If not, and they say no and doesn't do it, all right. But it's still a little bit of an awkward hobby.
Well, yeah,
It's an awkward hobby.
It's an awkward after school
and you know
activity.
what? I mean, I'm not really too surprised. I mean, if you have an awkward hobby like that and you're a celebrity,
Well, no, this is before he was a celebrity.
it doesn't matter.
He was just a
before,
comic.
before, after. You know all the dirt people find on you.
Yeah, but
Look how petty the media is. They will dig up like the worst old shit for no reason.
oh, of course they will. But speaking
know
of
what
which,
I
one of my next topics is about that. But what's it called? So he's been out of he lost all of his movie deals. He lost all of his stand-up deals because everybody said what he did was like disturbing. Because a couple of the female comics, after they said no or he did it in front of them, they lost their careers and they directly blame Louis for it. When any comic will tell you, you're fired all the time for different reasons. It's not uncommon for a comic to get fired for anything. So they wanted to blame Louis for it and whatever. So over a year passes by.
This is stupid.
They estimate that it cost him $35 million. So
What?
now, over the year of him not working and all the movie deals that he had and all the stuff he was supposed to do that he got canceled from, it cost him $35 million.
Oh, he's doing very well then.
Oh, he was before, yeah. And so now he's slowly trickling back into stand-up comedy, which is where he started. And people are freaking the fuck out. I'm like, is this guy not supposed to work ever again?
No, he can do what he wants.
I'm like, he didn't even. What you could say what he did was fucking
He lost.
sleazy,
He
even
gave
creepy.
up $35 million. They estimated it out.
He
gave out
apologized to those
He
people.
apologized to everybody, and now he's coming back. Who cares?
No, but the thing is, this is where I came up with this slogan. Do not, under any fucking circumstances, apologize to the left for fucking anything. They
would.
do not forgive.
No,
they don't.
They don't. Even
Once
if you apologize.
In fact, once you apologize, then they know they've got you, and it only gets fucking worse.
Yeah, that's how they work.
Like, look at what Kevin Hart did. Kevin Hart was like, the Oscar was like, oh, we can't have you host because you said some gay
Look
shit.
at Pee Wee Herman.
No, he did apologize.
I mean, he did, but still,
It took him like 18 years to come back from that.
He never came back.
He did like Blow and shit like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but he never came back. Like he just never. Like after that, it was done.
But then again, I don't even know how much of his career would have sprouted after that. You know,
I don't know either, but it's still it would whatever what was there
Mm-hmm.
was gone, and he wasn't even had anyone there. He was just jerking off in a movie theater.
yeah. But
you know what I mean?
I'm saying, if anybody listening to this, if
I feel
any
like-
fucking
I
lefty
feel
ever
like-
calls
I
you
feel
out on
like-
problematic behavior, or you're a racist, or you're a sexist, or you're blah, 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 don't ever fucking apologize to those people. They're not your friends. They're not your family. You should give a fuck what they think about you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would never, ever, I'm never going to apologize to those fucking idiots for anything. I could say, you could suck my fucking dick.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Cunt.
Yeah, cunt.
You cunt.
Yeah, cunt.
But speaking of the media, like you were saying, I learned something cool about, or not cool, but a little bit disturbing, and what's going to turn out to be cool. Remember the Covington Kids?
Is that like a cult?
No, they were the kids that were at the Washington Monument in D.C., and the kid wore a "Make America Great Again" hat, and he was standing.
Oh, those kids.
And like they're always smirking at a
those
Native
kids.
American.
Yeah, Mr. Native American.
Yeah, Nathan Phillips. Yeah, real fucking
Let's
Native American.
shall I?
What? Go ahead.
Shall I?
Shall you what?
Shall I, Mr. Recon Ranger Vietnam? Shall
Oh,
I?
yeah, he did
Or maybe
lie.
bash the crap out of this dude because you know what? Like, I don't care that he's a Native American. He lied about his service.
Oh, of course he did.
He lied about his service, and you know what? I don't give a shit. You're dead to me. Like
No.
you kind of really are because I've been in the presence of some really. I got some really close friends, man, that rock that tab, and those guys are fucking amazing. Those guys are more than just normal people. They're smart. They're witty. I mean, they're
very capable.
They're
human
very
beings.
capable people, and you know what? I'll tell you right now, I went down there, and you know what? I didn't cut the mustard. You know why? I wasn't that capable kind of a person, and guess what? I'm okay with that because I went somewhere else and did some great shit too. But you know what? It's to go ahead and lie because even though those people are the capable they are, that shit ain't fucking easy, bro.
Well,
it's not easy for anybody.
Well, the
it's-
news
I
lied
just-
for him too. They're like Vietnam veteran, and then he was like, then when they asked him about it in the interview, he goes, "I was a Vietnam era veteran," and then Don Shipley, remember Don Shipley? I'm a Navy SEAL. This guy's full of shit.
Full of shit.
But my hairline starts in my eyebrows. Fucking. But so he fucking was like, okay, yeah, and he pulled up that dude's military record. He goes, yeah, he was a Vietnam era veteran. He was in the Marine Corps Reserves as a refrigerator repairman, and he got out after 5 years at the rank of private.
Boom.
I'm like, he's a bag of shit. He's a fucking shit bag.
It is.
And the thing was, he's like, I never said I was a Vietnam veteran, and then they
Yes,
find
you did.
videos of him.
Yes, you did.
He goes,
said a
back when
whole
I was in
lot.
Vietnam, I don't like talking about it a lot. I saw a lot of
Recon
that be there.
Ranger. I was a Recon Ranger.
That Nathan Phillips, if you're listening, and I know you are, you're a faggot.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Just disrespect. Like at first I was just like, oh, look at this little snooty kid and then this and that, and then just like, I don't know. I thought that whole thing was just really stupid.
It was out of control. What it was a manufactured villain.
It was dumb as hell.
They saw a smirking white kid, which all these fucking faggot journalists
Kid
who
really
were
didn't do
bitches in
anything.
school.
Kid really didn't do anything.
No, in fact, he was. If you watch the whole video,
He was
he was a
chill.
very nice kid.
He
and-
was. They were all actually. It wasn't even. They made this to be out this crazy thing that none of it happened.
No, what it was is
No, the worst
for anybody
part-
who doesn't. What?
Let's talk about the other group that was there that's not in the video.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was just about to talk about. For anybody who hasn't or isn't familiar with the situation, a group of Catholic kids went up to the Washington D.C. for the March for Life, and at the same time, there was a pro-life or a pro-choice protest there.
There's a lot of different protests there. There's a lot of different
Always.
groups there, and they're all doing their thing. But there's a couple that were specifically louder than others. And if you were able to watch the videos, the full videos, find the full videos, you'll see who was actually the aggressors
So
are.
what happened is they were waiting at the steps of one of the monuments for their bus to go back, and a group of Black Hebrew Israelites.
Those guys.
They're the guys in New York City that stand on the sidewalks and call like white people rats and shit like that. So they were there and they were fucking ripping apart this Catholic school.
They'll call you the white N-word.
Oh yeah, why big
They're
words.
like, you white nigger. And you're like, what? And they're like, devil, you.
Objection! Extremely racist!
You know what I
Overruled.
mean? No, you know, they'll throw a fucking hot dog at your face.
Big words.
They were just big words.
Big words. But so they were chastising the Catholic kids. The Catholic kids were, instead of like saying bad things back to them, they were like, he's like, you guys fucking support homosexuality. And like you hear the Catholic kids go, they're people too.
You guys bow down to the white people, telling the Native Americans
Oh, yeah,
they
no.
bow down to the
No,
white
no,
people.
that was the
and
black
shit.
kid in their class.
I know that was well. I mean, the other group too, the Muslim group, the black Muslim group was
No, they're not
telling
black
the Native
Muslims.
No, the
Which ones?
no the
Hebrew
black,
Israelites?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those they were yelling at no, the Hebrew Israelites. I thought I was talking about the other group.
No, the ones that were there yelling at the kids were Black Hebrew Israelites.
Okay, who they were also yelling at the Native Americans, saying like, "You people gave in to the white people."
Yeah,
this and that, like just being disrespectful to everybody.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
That's what
just
they do.
Everybody.
So the Native American got in between them. Like he essentially wanted to stand between because he saw a lot of tension or whatever. But then he doesn't agree with the white kids, so he walked into the middle of their fucking group and was banging this drum in their face. And like they were singing school chants and stuff to drown out the Hebrew Israelites. So at first they thought this Native American guy was on their side until they saw like how close he was getting to some people's faces banging this drum. Yeah. So they kind of just were standing around going, okay. And that one kid just
what
stood
are you
there.
doing? Like get your like I mean he wasn't yelling at him or anything.
If that had been 16-year-old me,
I would have shoved that drumstick up his asshole.
I was like, and I'm not a bad person by any means, but like you're gonna judge this 16-year-old after just standing there. I was like, if that had been 16-year-old me, I would have slapped that fucking drum out of his hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like, get the fuck away from me, you creep.
Yep.
Like, first of all, where are your teeth? How come you have an alarming small amount of teeth in your mouth? He's like, I am the keeper of a sacred pipe. Is it a fucking sacred crack pipe? Look at your fucking mouth, asshole.
My name is
Shitting Bull.
Deteriorating mouth face.
Yeah. My name is Meth Mouth. I come here with my sacred pipe of peace. As in, do you have a piece of a rock I can slide into my sacred pipe? That's what he does after he blows the hit out. He just lays back with his eyes rolling to the back of his head.
I can just see, bro, you just did like the perfect, I am firewater.
Yeah.
You did the perfect example of the firewater.
I have fire teeth because they're melting out of my mouth. That dude's a piece of shit. But
Mac has the ability about anybody just to completely lock me up.
What, just the impressions?
Yeah, but just some of the shit is so funny. Like I go to try to come back and I can't because it just...
Because you're not spiritually ready.
He's spiritually ready.
You must hit this pipe.
Smoke this meth.
And then we'll stare at the people and make sure that the police don't come and get me.
I will gargle jet fuel and look into your soul.
Yes. But he's a piece of shit. But either way, so that kid, so when that story came out, all the news fucking outlets ran with it, right? So that kid is suing everybody for like $130 million a piece.
Oh, I know. No, definitely, dude. Defamation of character all day, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like all day. But and that's the one thing I was laughing about is just like all these leftists were like, look what this little fucking kid with the Make America Great hat on. I was like, did you guys even look at the story?
They said that the kids surrounded the Native American.
They said all kinds of stuff. And I was
and
just
they were
looking
assaulting him.
And I just backed up and I was like, this is going to get ugly. And all these people were just jumping to conclusions. And I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, this kid's about to be rich.
Yeah, he is. But this is the best part. So CNN and all the other fucking news people, they fucked up.
Because they didn't lie.
Yeah, they fucked up, and they admit they fucked up. They knew once they figured out the full video was out, and it was out the same day that fucking shortened version was out, and they never watched it. So they knew they admitted that they did it wrong. Okay, even though a lot of people still don't believe it because they never see retractions. But so they're gonna fight it in court. But here's the big kicker. So that kid, Nick Salmon, I think is the kid from the Covington. He's a private citizen, so you can't lie and make shit up and sensationalize stuff about him like you can celebrities.
Nope.
So that the only argument that they can make so they don't get fucking crushed for $130 million a piece, and he's suing over 54 people or 54 entities. So their thing is like, okay, well, he was thrust into the public light.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything.
That's what they're going to try to say now. That's the crux of their lawsuit.
They don't have a shot.
There's no fucking way, because that means that would set precedent that every single person is now capable to be lied about because they can be thrusted into the public eye.
This is going to end up. It's
not going to happen.
Well, this is going to be the shutdown.
It's not going to happen.
This is going to be the shutdown of a lot of people.
Well, what's going to do is it's going to change the way
he's going to get paid.
It's going to change the way all news can report on celebrities now, because if you're arguing that any public person or any private person can be now thrusted into the public eye
like a celebrity,
yeah, and then you can make up shit about them and not be held responsible.
Isn't that a violation of like some sort?
That's
of,
the whole reason
you know
the fucking the right of privacy.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is like now, so you have to argue that every single person can be thrusted into that and made lies about. So nobody's gonna fucking go for that. They're like, no, we made the whole law so you couldn't do shit like this. But what that's gonna do, it's gonna reverse how they're allowed to talk about public figures as well. So now they're not going to be able to lie about shit. Once this lawsuit goes through, it's going to take a couple of years.
Well, then that is
either that or that.
I hope he does get paid.
Either that or that kid's going to end up being maybe not a billionaire, but way up there. He's going to be way the fuck up there.
Yeah. It's I thought that was a disaster when it happened, and I was laughing about it too because I'm just like, nope, just watch. Just watch. And then soon enough, the other video came strolling through, and you saw that the kid didn't do anything wrong.
Nothing. Not one single thing wrong. He's a very good kid.
And then, like you said, that guy, I'm a Navy SEAL. He came out of left field, and everybody was like, oh, what? Look at this guy. It was
Sometimes I hit my sacred pipe, and I'm back in Nam, and then I'm naked in my backyard, and the police show up.
Sometimes I like to...
Sometimes I stick my willy in the mailbox. It's the sacred penis holder. 2331 Baker Street. Sacred Native American penis holder. Everything's fucking sacred. Fuck off.
Sacred.
Why is everything fucking sacred?
This is a sacred Monster Energy drink. It was given to me by my grandson.
Hashib.
This is sacred weed. Watch as I burn it into my lungs.
What a piece of shit. Fuck off.
That guy pisses me off.
And that dude, like I said,
Even with you, bro.
Fuck him and his fucking 4.5 teeth. Fucking.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
That dude's a fucking faggot.
Oh man.
Oh, but also I had
he was trying to get some spotlight, and it went real bad for him.
Well, the thing is that's not his first time trying to get spotlight. He's been on a couple news programs over the years.
Exactly, that's the thing. He tried to go ahead and insert himself into some BS, and it went the other way real quick.
Especially when Don Shipley shows up.
Especially when you're messing with the Navy SEAL.
Listen, Jack, I was a Navy SEAL for 18 years, and you're not, motherfucker. I love when he gets all hyped up when he's on the phone with those motherfuckers. If anybody doesn't know who that is, it was a YouTube channel called Buds 131, and it was some dude who was a Navy SEAL for like 20 something years. He was way up there, and he retired, and now he has his own like SEAL training program. But he has access to the military records database. So then he sets in requests for anybody who claims they're a Navy SEAL or claims they're this or claims they're that. He can get the full records of their military service. And it turns out Nathan Phillips, as I call him, Shitting Bull, was full of shit. Shocker.
He was full of shit and smoking shit.
Yeah, he was smoking meth.
I'll tell you right now, I went down to this local head shop, and it was a new one because they're popping up like crazy out in my area. And I went in there, and I was like, oh, they got some cool stuff. It's called the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
So I go in there, and I noticed that like all the rigs, like all the dab rigs, everything else, everything had that little meth pipe attachment.
Meth pipe attachment.
Yeah, it's not like the normal rig where it's like you see mine here.
Like you're holding up like one of these weed bubbler things.
Yeah, right. But no, this one comes down and it's got that little ball. It's got that little ball with the little hole in the top.
Oh, it's got
it looks exactly like a meth pipe. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what's up with all them? And then like I look over at the cashier and she's like smiling at me. Teeth are missing. And I was like,
teeth look burnt.
And I was like, I think they're supporting the wrong drug community in here.
Oh yeah. But it's medicinal meth.
It's medicinal. It's the medicinal jet fuel.
Yeah, I have cataracts. I need medicinal meth.
It's the holy buell jet fuel.
I'm constipated. I need medicinal heroin.
I need medicinal heroin.
Wait, doesn't heroin make you constipated?
What?
Doesn't like if you take a lot? Yeah, I think if you take a lot of opiates, like you get like your butt gets plugged up.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I'm an anti drug narcotic kind of guy. Like I can't take those. Like if I'm really like I have a broken limb, like I'll do everything I can to not take those fucking pills. Cause I'm like a 2-a-day guy. If I take those, I don't shit for a week.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
My drug history is actually very PG. I've been very conservative with my drug use. I used like weed in high school and coke a couple times back then. And then when weed became legal here in California, I used it for a while. And then whenever I picked up a job that said you can't smoke weed, I was like, fuck, and I never did again. I haven't dabbled too much. I don't really feel the need to.
Not me in high school. I didn't dabble. I cannonballed.
However, my eyes are always red. Like when I was in the Army, I had to take a piss test every fucking week for I think 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Every Monday I would go in. They're like, Mac, you're pissing again. I'm like, what the fuck? But then I started having a lot of fun because the guys who tested our piss, like the qualified dudes, I knew them on a first name basis now because I'm there every fucking week. So then I would be like, I can't piss unless I'm shitting. So I'd make them follow me into the toilet. And I pull Well, it started off with me pulling my pants all the way to my ankles, lifting up my shirt and putting it under my chin, like pissing like a toddler.
Know, when you're in the military and have to take a piss test,
they watch your dick.
Normally, it's either your section sergeant or your squad leader is going to follow, or whoever the proctor is going to follow you into the bathroom and give you a nice little massage.
What, this mouth?
Yeah, right.
Don't worry, son. I'm just gonna pinch your penis with my molar
teeth.
Over
your shoulder. They stand right over your shoulder while you're taking a pee, and they just it's for anybody normal it'd be extremely uncomfortable, but for us we're just like, oh, how's it going back there? Why don't you give me a massage, you little?
Well, what I did is I would go there, I would piss with my pants down, then I started messing around a bit more. Oh, so then eventually it culminated. I wanted to go in there with like a hard one, like an erection and like pee through an erection form, but that was like going to be like my crescendo. But I could never work it up, but that was there. But the best one I did is I got in the toilet stall. I took my pants completely off. And I fucking I put my leg up onto the toilet fucking dispenser or the toilet paper dispenser, and I'm fucking open my legs wide so they can see the whole package. And I'm shitting while I'm pissing into the cup. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't go unless I'm shitting. Like, they had a great time. I had a lot of fun with that. But everybody always accuses me using drugs, but like it gets annoying to a point because I don't use it.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I did. I experimented with a lot. I was with a group of people that I don't know, it was weird. Like, everyone kept progressing. Like, we were in high school and we started noticing the same. We had a lot of friends in the same groups, but they all had other groups they hung out with too. But everyone kept progressing. Like, first we were just like, everybody was smoking hella weed. Then like, oh shit, that dude over there's got some coke. Oh shit, and then everyone's doing coke. Next thing you know, oh shit, that dude's got some meth. And then like everyone's doing meth. Once we saw that, we kind of like backed up, me and a couple of my friends, and we're like, no, we're not going to do this. But then they went behind my back and started doing meth. And the next thing you know, I met some other group of people, and we all were doing meth. Like, it was, the area I lived in was very meth prone at one point.
So it's just social meth.
It was. Nah, it wasn't, bro. It was pretty bad. Like, I had like a 2-year run. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm glad it happened. It happened. Nothing really detrimental came out of that. So I really
no really bad habits.
No,
you didn't turn out like Nathan Phillips at the steps of the.
Yeah, no.
You want to hit this?
I didn't
pipe?
turn out like a lifer. You know what I mean?
A lifer.
Yeah.
You didn't retire.
No, anybody we used to say like over 21 slapping the meth pipe is probably, we call them lifers.
Over 21?
Oh yeah, because if you're over 21 slapping the meth pipe, brother, you
what
ain't
about
never
those
coming back.
What about like those Catholic kids that come from the school, never done anything their whole life, and then when they turn like 29, they're like, I'm gonna try meth, and then they never get hooked on meth for like 5 years. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
But those are very fun people to hang
Yeah.
with. You ever want to get high with somebody on hard drugs and he just looks over you like, you ever thought about accepting the Lord into your life? Like, you're fucking up my high, bro.
It's like, I'm cooking my gun.
You ever heard of this guy, Jesus? You know he died for your sins?
Who?
Pass the Pilo.
Jesus is like Santa Claus to me.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't believe in that shit.
Religion is I
think it's nice. I think it's nice people have something to believe in, like a higher something to believe in. It makes them feel good, but I just don't like how some people try to shove it in my face like it's like a part of history, and I just don't care for it. I just don't.
I used to be like an angry atheist. I think I've said this before on the podcast. I used to be like an angry atheist, like in people's faces who believe, like, you're a fucking idiot, like, you're fucking stupid, you believe in a fucking talking friend in the sky. And then just over the years, I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, I don't know either. I was like, I don't know if there is one or isn't one, and neither do they. I don't think anybody knows.
Well, that's the thing for me. That's the thing. Like, so we have like the science thing. It kind of backs evolution a little bit.
For the most part, yeah.
But then you got like the little black book of Jesus, and then written by somebody nobody's ever talked to, someone nobody's ever met, from some place nobody's ever been to. And it's just like, but it's just like, that makes zero fuck. And I'm not trying to be a dick about it. Like, you can believe in whatever you want. I don't hate on any of my friends. And I've told my friends this too. Like, I just, you see my stepmother. She's like a diehard Christian, bro.
Bible thumper?
No, Bible thumper. Kicked out of her church when she got a divorce.
Oh, wow. So
they're
diehard
like Catholic, hardcore Catholic, hardcore. But anyway, so like,
shame.
Yeah, right.
Shame.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, I just, there's nothing to back it, So it's just a belief of it's a story.
I am jealous though of people who believe in it. Like the people, because obviously you can't say religion's a total bad thing.
You know what? I don't believe in. I don't believe in
people.
People that are just like pumping their kids up because they got A's in Bible study, but they're okay with them having a C in math. That's what my fucking problem is.
Have you ever seen like the Jesus Camp documentaries?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, those are crazy people.
They breed the best porn stars from what I hear.
Do they?
They do. All the girls coming out of there, they just can't wait to get some kick.
Oh yeah. Well, that was one thing. Like, if you ever met like a chick who was like, oh, my dad's a pastor. Or like, remember, like.
Well, I mean, you don't think the boys are in, Jesus can't fucking the girls. They're fucking the pastor.
Fucking the pastor?
Yeah, they're busy over in the other part of the woods learning other things. The girls
get on your knees
alone.
and fucking repent, you dirty slut.
Pretty much.
All right, so I got one last video before we ring out. So speaking of, oh my God.
Oh God.
It's a guy in the fetal position. Can't wait for you to figure out what's going
Father
on.
of two,
This
Dale
guy has
Douglas
a problem where
suffers
he
from
can't
a
stop
rare and
ejaculating.
Oh, have you seen this?
I have. I actually watched the documentary on this poor guy, and he just walks
Father
around
of
coming
two,
all
Dale
the fucking
Decker
time.
Well, hold on, let him
suffers
talk
from a
about it.
rare and seemingly incurable condition that leads to him suffering up to 100 unwanted orgasms a day.
There's nothing pleasurable about it because even though it might physically feel good, the whole time inside your mind, you're completely disgusted by what's going on. And depending on where you're at, if you're in public, if you're in front of kids, if you're around strangers, I mean, it can make a person break. Really
I haven't seen this one, but there's another guy who has this problem too.
37-year-old.
What's up?
I've seen maybe it's the same guy, but I've seen that video before. It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh my god! But like,
I feel bad for that guy. It's like that just ruins it.
That's super funny though. That like he can't go to his kids' games or anything because he has kids. And he can't go to like the soccer games because like, who's that guy over there crunched over?
You can't go to. Who's that? What is he doing? Somebody call American. He's having a heart attack. No, he's not.
That's a good kick, Billy. And then just
and then you got just Justin Timberlake time in.
Oh Jesus!
Jizz in my pants.
Oh yeah. Then I jizz in my pants. But I thoroughly enjoy this man's ailment. Like I said, some disabilities are really funny. And a guy who can't stop.
A guy who can't stop coming is kind of funny.
If I can make a guy stand there and his pants are just jumping around from jizz shots, smacking the back of his denim, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
The first man to ever speak publicly about the condition known as persistent sexual arousal syndrome, or PSAS.
Just PSAS.
And he says it's ruining his life.
When you're on your knees at your father's funeral, at his casket, and you're saying goodbye to him, and then you have 9 orgasms.
And then you jizz in your pants.
Your whole family is standing behind you. Just makes you never want to have another orgasm.
Makes you never want to have another orgasm at another funeral again.
At another funeral. I think, you know what, though? I think that's what his dad would have wanted.
I think we need a little bit of Will Ferrell. I think we need a little bit of Owen Wilson. I think we need a little bit of Vince Vaughn. I think we need a little bit of Wedding Crashers, and a little bit of Funeral Crashers going on here, and I think he'll have a great time.
But like instead of crashing like and trying to pick up women, you just come up and jizz on the casket.
Exactly, just hanging out there. See, my friend, he has a
He was such a good man.
I feel like Will Ferrell could like bring it into a condition to where they're taking care of this person, making them feel bad, and then just pound and puff.
I feel like Will Ferrell can bring it all the way into the cadaver's mouth before he shoots his load.
It's a fair assessment.
We're going to send him away with a parting gift. But isn't that what your dad would want? For you to enjoy his funeral?
Of course.
And what's a better way of saying you enjoyed your time than 9 powerful orgasms?
I find
in
it funny
public?
with my dad right now. If I go over there and start talking about that shit, he gets hella mad because he's like, he just turned 75. So he's just like, he's fucking butthurt.
About what? Jizzing?
He's being 75.
His penis is 75?
No, him being 75.
Oh, you know what a 75-year-old load must smell like?
The amount of time my father has spent in Vietnam, I don't want to know.
His agent, it's orange. His Agent Orange
it's
is.
gotta be.
Don't touch it. You'll get cancer.
It only leads me to believe that my stepmother is the Queen Hive from Alien.
She just dumped toxic fuel into it.
She can just dump, you know what I mean? She doesn't care. Spits it right back at you at dinner.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you like my mashed potatoes? Bah!
Oh, gross. But all right, man. Thanks for joining me this time, and I'll talk to you next time for a Veterans Edition.
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right, so everybody, we want to thank you for coming by, and we'll talk to you homos next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.